Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. We got a hot episode.
We start off with an incredible interview with a new beverage brand, but the more important thing that we learn is that when times get tough and challenges are provided in your business, you come up with solutions. And the way these guys came up with the solution for their challenges of payment processing is phenomenal.
Yep.
It's incredible. Incredible story.
The guys from Leisuretown.
Yeah.
So we're talking to them, and then we got a lot to go over. I mean, there's a war going on. Inflation's through the roof. Bitcoin, we're seeing some new executive orders. Things are going up and down. The good news is we do have a way where actually you can make some great money in the stock market currently.
Yep.
And Dee actually has a way to actually kind of build some policy around it.
Great new policy.
We really think we're onto something here. You know, we're in a time where I think a lot of people are like, hey, where do I invest? You know, inflation is killing my cash. What do I do? We got it. We got it for you. So buckle up and strap yourself in for some great advice this episode.
Great
Everybody
advice. Ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, we have a very special couple guys that just walked in. And for those who listen to the podcast, you may know John because he did the last 2 years some incredible Christmas gifts for us.
Yeah, man.
One was the book, which is epic, which I still read. And this past Christmas was the scarves. What else? Socks,
the big stocking.
Yeah.
Well, then the year before was the ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh, the ugly Christmas sweaters. Yeah, those are really good. I still have mine. So welcome, and your business partner here, Doug, joining us. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having us.
And you're here because you guys are launching something super interesting. Sparkling beverages, hottest space. You're in the CBD sparkling beverage.
Yep.
Plus, you have a THC beverage you're about to launch called Leisuretown.
Leisuretown.
What a name. How'd you get that trademark?
Dude, so the way Leisuretown came about was pretty awesome.
By the way, before, I gotta, if you're watching this on video, you'll understand when Leisuretown, Doug here is wearing a full flamingo suit.
I usually wear flip-flops, so I feel overdressed. They were in my Jeep, and my wife took my Jeep, and so when I was going to the airport, I was like, I got to put shoes on.
Where do you find this?
You look very leisurely.
Thank you.
And he's officially running for mayor of West Sacramento.
Officially running for mayor, if you guys hear that. West Sacramento, Yolo County. It looks leisurely, but it's a little tight. It's not the most comfortable suit.
Handled the pants out a little bit.
Yeah.
New
Fashion
dad, a
over
little-
function.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So what we know of the space, we know the THC space pretty well because we talk about it all the time. CBD space, what's the rules right now in California? You're allowed to sell it?
So CBD, everything is still kind of like gray area. Even though AB 45 passed at the end of last year, you still have retailers who are like, I'm not going to take it if it says CBD.
Yeah.
So our CBD drinks say hemp, and we're going to let people do the math that 25 milligrams of hemp is 25 milligrams of CBD. You got to have all your warnings on there. And some retailers will work with you, some won't. Some still have a sour taste in their mouth from a couple years ago. There was the green rush, right? But also people were trying to rush into retail with CBD. And they were going mass retail channels. And nobody said you couldn't yet, but nobody said you could. And what happened was a lot of retailers got in trouble. And ABC came in and they had to like literally watch them destroy. So you don't throw it away. They make you dump it out in front of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're still having to convince some retailers like, hey, you'll be okay. Some don't want to take the risk yet. A lot of people don't even understand it yet. Everyone always says, what is CBD? And for us, it's like, hey, we want to create a product that is a alternative to drinking, getting older, gaining weight, aging, and then hangovers. So we're like, let's create something with tons of use consumption occasions. It's a cool LaCroix. Like that's what the idea was. And then we had the functional ingredient of the CBD just to like chill. And the funny part is like people say, what does it do? And I can't really quantify it. You know, like they're like, do you chill? Do you chill? Last week, I did a bunch of filming around Sacramento. I went to a dog park and pretended to be looking for Sacramento's cutest dog because everybody was like, who's this weird guy in here with no dog and a camera crew?
Yeah.
And
I had to,
suit.
I had to come up with something on the fly. I was like, I'm looking for Sacramento's cutest dog, and everybody was like, "You're looking for Sacramento's cutest dog?" I was like, "Yeah." So everybody wanted to talk to me, but I drank so many Leisuretown CBD drinks that I was like, when I got home and saw my wife, I was like, I can feel something. I feel amazing. I'm not high, but my body feels amazing. I probably had like 6 to 8 drinks. I felt great. I felt amazing. It was quite the feeling. But that was the first time I've like stress tested how many drinks, and that was the magic number.
So you have to do 6 to 8 to feel
6 to 8 drinks. Yes, you got to buy 2 4-packs at least.
We also made the mistake at Rob's Christmas party.
Yes.
Rob Dyrdek's an investor in Leisuretown as well. Doug got a little out of pocket on the THC ones at the cornhole tournament or speedball, whatever it's called.
The one Drama played.
Yeah, the one Drama played.
Drama almost won.
Drama almost won.
Yeah, he lost.
Doug kept throwing after the game was over. Like he was just in a vibe. And
In Leisuretown.
Yeah, he was in Leisuretown.
It was funny because I wasn't drinking alcohol, and I ended up drinking like 4 or 5 of these. And it's 2.5 milligrams. We wanted to take like the Bud Light approach, where it's like we've all had that experience with a brownie that didn't go what you expected, right?
You
I've been there.
Yeah.
He went to Santa Barbara with me, right?
Yeah.
LA. And one time my buddies came and visited from Cal Poly, and by the time they got there, they're like, "Come on, let's get out." And I was like, "Guys, you don't understand, but if I get out of bed, my heart's gonna explode." They're like, "What?" The edible had kicked in, and I was just
Tripping.
and I didn't want that for anyone else.
Yeah.
So we went 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams of CBD, and it's like less is more. You can dose your way up there. 2 to 3, you feel amazing. I was in the 4 to 5 range at Rob's party because I was having a good time, and I kicked ass in my first cornhole game. I killed it.
Yeah.
I killed it. But I started throwing out of turn, kind of. And Rob's like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Chill out."
You're just so high. You don't
He's
even know
like,
what
"He's
you're
asleep at the wheel." Yeah. But I was sinking him, and then it was awesome. And then I lost to Mikey Taylor, who he has this defensive stance. I'm not going to get into it, but
Friend of the pod.
yeah, Mikey Taylor's defensive stance was. He's hard to beat. He's really hard to beat, and I think he beat Drama in the championship.
Yeah.
But I think Drama won last year.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he
think
won
he won
last year. He was pretty disappointed.
Mikey was good.
He has a tactic where it kind of gets in your eye line and messes up your throw.
I'm not gonna say it's illegal, but it's a good strategy. I'm gonna adopt it.
So the equivalent of one drink is for someone who's like doesn't know how it affects them.
Yeah.
Is equivalent of like a few hits on a joint, or like how do you think about it?
I'm not a big THC guy. I've smoked weed a couple times, and every single time I get way too
Same
introverted,
here.
and
Same
I
here.
just want to be off this ride. You know what I mean? With these, as a supplement to alcohol, I'll drink 2-3 of those, and I'll start to feel cool.
It's like a glass of wine, kind
Yeah,
of.
it's like I'll say it's
Yeah.
almost like drinking a Truly. You get a nice, cool feeling, a little buzz, but you're not, freaking out.
That's what I was gonna say. It's more like because if you're smoking a joint, and I don't smoke either. I just drink it. Right. I'm healthy. Right. Healthy.
Yeah.
You're healthy.
Healthy for my lungs. But it's more like if you have a drink, like a glass of red wine is a great equivalent. I think even if you don't really consume it, I think if you have one, you'll be okay. I think you'll actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
But some people are super sensitive to edibles. We have an investor who smokes a lot of weed, but he's like, I drink one of those and
Yeah.
everyone's different. So
Yeah.
I just can't make any disclaimers.
I think the most interesting thing that we were just talking about before was in your industry, call it CBD and cannabis.
Yep.
Payment processing is like the biggest challenge, right? Banking in cannabis, and we've talked about it at length with other people on this podcast. You guys came across a crazy workaround.
Yeah.
I think that story is fascinating.
So we were launching CBD January 2022
On your website.
on our website.
On our website.
Which is
Direct to
what?
consumer.
Visit Leisuretown.com.
Leisuretown.com. Okay.
Visit Leisuretown.com. Somebody stole the regular one.
So we were getting ready to launch, and then we got shut down by both of our payment processors, high risk payment processors. Everyone just cut our legs off.
Yeah.
With no warning. by the
Doug
way. Just
was freaking out, stressed about this. You know, we're playing all this content with Rob, with, you know, Diplo's one of our investors as well. And I, at the same time, was heading to Vegas for a boondoggle, which I've learned
Yeah.
how to do it from you guys.
We're great at
graciously.
this.
My wife is still thinking this is part of it too, you know, everything we do. So was down there, met a group of crypto developers. At the same time, I was working with another company. So we actually were able to form a amazing workaround by NFTs. So we now are selling an NFT with Leisuretown, which is a license plate, and it has all these different variants based on the month and the year. With that NFT, we're bringing utility to it. So you're going to be sent a variety 12-pack of our Leisuretown CBD beverages.
CBD. Must be 18 or older.
You're also going to get 25% off merch for life, access to all of our tastings, special events, pop-up concerts we're going to be doing in LA, Palm Springs, wherever we are. And it's all set up with a fiat bridge. So Shopify plugin, you use your credit card, you get the beverages sent to you, and then you also get a NFT airdropped to your MetaMask wallet.
That's genius.
Yeah.
So no fee, no
gas fees.
No gas fees. You don't have to burn your precious Ethereum to buy it. It's
And you got the workaround on the payment processor.
And
Yes.
it's the biggest thing is
This is why crypto is the future. This is like,
100%.
I mean, I wouldn't even be able to imagine this 5 years ago,
Yep.
but I just knew the technology was going to be applied to these like out of the box ideas.
even when we were developing this, literally up until like 2 days ago, we were doing kind of like a beta test, and it was like, can we get rid of that step? Can we get rid of that step? Can we get rid of that step? Because, like you said, 5 years ago it would have never worked. Even today, people are going to be scared away, right? Because we have our website, visit leisuretown.com, but this is on leisuretown.io, and
it's powered by Dapid NFT.
Yep.
And Dapid NFT, its focus is Web3 made simple.
yep.
I've been following crypto NFTs for the last 2 years, just like everybody else. I still get nervous when I buy something and send to my own wallets. I get scared that I'm going to lose something.
Yep.
We've solved a problem to use a credit card so that Doug's grandma can hop on our website, buy an NFT, and experience that utility.
I'm
and
gonna
the
make a video with
NFT's a free call option because you're getting the beverage, right?
Yes. So we sell digital products now.
Yeah.
We don't sell anything but a digital product. And
Yep.
with that digital product, you just happen to get the physical product.
Someone's going to do this with cocaine.
Well, if you look
We're
at
not selling cocaine. You're just so happy if you own this NFT. Someone might come to your house and drop
And if you guys become, the next White Claw, the NFT's gonna be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially we're going to do iterations. So we're doing 2,500 right now at $100. A variety 12-pack today is $50. So you're shipping everything, plus you're getting all that added value for the utility we're going to keep adding. We're going to airdrop tickets to Coachella to some random person. Like, we're going to really kind of build this community. And I think that's what we're focusing, and the conversations we've had with Dapid NFT. It's all about bringing utility and bringing community and making it simple for the everyday person.
Dude, we're making Pokemon Go.
This-
We're gamifying the world.
And like,
Yeah.
I obviously knew a little about what you guys were doing, but what you just described is one of the smartest use cases of crypto I've ever heard.
Dude, this was out of desperation.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months since I got so the reason why they kicked us off was because I filled out all the paperwork to be a not a high risk. I let them know that I was selling hemp. You have to fill out a paperwork. You have to have all these legal, like you have to have your COAs. You have to have all your business docs. You have to have all that. We had all that. We're working with the most compliant co-manufacturer in the country when it comes to what we're doing. Still wasn't good enough. We got no warning, and then they pulled us. And so for 3 months, still to this day, the guy that's helping me work on my high risk merchant profile, he's like, we thought we'd have our website ready by now. We were like, this is plenty of time. And he goes, well, the bank account doesn't match the EIN. And we're like, whatever. Now we're going to sell digital products.
Yeah.
We did it in 5 days.
5 days. And we can do this
Developed-
for anyone now.
Yeah, which
It's
is
pretty
really
gnarly.
exciting because we had.
And how long have you guys been following crypto? Kind of. When did you guys dive in deep to figure this out?
I started losing money in 2017.
so Doug's been there for a while. I've been.
Well, no, technically 2018. Everyone was making money in
No,
2017.
He was losing money in 17.
That's what got me hooked. Dude. I was making $1,000 a night, and I was a kid. I had no money, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm rich."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is gonna go forever."
He needs to speak with Ian because he loses his seed phrases every day.
That's only on the
everything
weird
he does.
wallets. That's only on like really.
Yeah, you're
weird
doing
wallets.
the real shit coins.
Oh, I'm deep.
He's playing like
You guys
want to
know anything?
He's playing like World of Warcraft.
You guys can ask me
that are-
anything. You ask me a token, I probably know exactly what it is. It's not a good thing. My wife gets pissed, but now that she sees that we're actually doing cool stuff with it, she's like, "I trusted you the whole time."
So I guess my question is really, how quickly did you have to? How quickly could you on ramp into figuring this part out?
So we.
I know you said 5 days, but you guys probably were already in crypto before.
So we were thinking about crypto from Dee and I met with you guys a couple months ago, and I was just thinking about NFTs or like what we could do. When I got hired to do a brand kit for this payment processing company, I was just asking him about NFTs or what their vision were. And he's like, I like where your head's at, like where you're thinking about NFTs. Like, let's keep this discussion going. We literally were building that up. We decided on Dapid NFT as the name. It's just an extension of their brand. And we were trying to figure out, how do we start this? What's our first use case? What's our beta? We met the tech developers in Vegas. I flew out to Miami.
It's real crypto, Vegas, Miami.
Vegas, Miami.
It was boondoggle central, man. It was
It's been a
very
good
fun.
last 60 days.
I got to go to Daytona 500. Like it's been a good trip.
Yeah.
Man.
We're paying them in Miami coin, so you know it's real.
That's the Suarez coin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not using
We
that.
just were like, Doug and I have been talking. We're working on Leisuretown together, and he's my crypto guy. Whenever I have a crypto question, I ask him. Sometimes I just do the opposite of what he does because
He doesn't listen, dude. I told him something, and he didn't listen. You should have listened to me.
Anyway, but so we're trying to figure out these problems, and we just all put all of our assets together and our thoughts together, and we were like, hey, let's just do this. Let's sell an NFT because it's all about utility. That's all I've been hearing is like NFTs. It has to be beyond just a JPEG.
But initially, the problem was the gas fees, and that's what we like. I think I'm a funny guy, and we made these two. We made these.
Funny outfits.
That's funny.
We have funny outfits.
We made these two like parody NFT collections, like a 10K PFP, that were super relevant in crypto. They're funny, but we never launched them because we're like gas fees, uploading, and we have all the artwork done. The artwork's done. John can do that stuff super quick, and they're super relevant to the crypto space. But we were like, okay, what next? And then finally we're like, oh wow, we can do this for a fraction of a cent or whatever.
So what blockchain is it on?
Polygon.
Okay, got it.
Polygon directly up to OpenSea.
And to answer your question, we're trying to think of it from a lot of different use cases, from e-com to restaurants to clubs. We're trying to be super focused in the very beginning of where we're going. This is a great test case for us to provide value and build that community. But to onboard and to launch with a new company, it's just about creating the artwork, finding out their needs, what we can solve for them, and just put the pieces together, really.
Yeah.
Our tech guys, they're wild and crazy, which I've experienced with them, but they're super focused and can develop stuff very quickly. And
solving like the payment processing thing is such a big deal for this industry.
Yeah.
So you're solving a mega problem.
What's wild is like it was literally just for our one drink, and now there's so many potential use cases that like it's bigger than what we wanted. We did it because we had no choice.
Yeah.
We sell retail, and even retail's funny because I run everything through QuickBooks, and I forgot to mention this. QuickBooks said, nope. I was like, I haven't even done anything on here. How do you guys even know that I'm selling something that's potentially
What
going
does
to flag?
QuickBooks care?
I have no idea.
It's not like money's flowing through there.
I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, QuickBooks was like, no.
And the best part about what we created too is we're also able to provide the CPG companies or whatever business we're working with that CRM data that you don't get with buying an NFT.
Yeah.
You get someone's wallet address, but you don't know their name. They don't know where they live. You don't know any demographics. Here, you're still getting all that and the wallet ID, which is really cool. And for Leisuretown specifically, like, it's one of my favorite beverages, and to be able to do this and launch it with them, it's really, really exciting. So
how do people find you guys?
So if what we really want you guys to check out,
that one's fire right there.
is
This one?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Yuzu
so
lime.
those are the that's Yuzu Lime CBD.
This is CBD. Okay.
And
I
we're
can do
talking-
CBD.
we're
I'm not a
talking-
THC guy.
Hey, 6 of those, you'll be good.
On the 6 White Claw guy. So
Easy. Easy 6 White Claw.
6 White Claws, that's going to be like 600 calories. 6 of those is only 150. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's
So
light.
this is my diet plan.
Yeah.
That's what this is. That's what this is.
So I'm going to get a 6-pack if I substitute
6 cans equals a 6-pack. You're good. You're good.
We
The more cans, the more packs.
yeah.
our traditional website is visit leisuretown.com. We're launching our NFT tomorrow. So for all the Cathys listening, if you go to leisuretown.io, that's where we're launching our NFT. We're going to try to bring as much utility to this project as our use case and really try to blow it out of the water.
Coachella tickets sound good to me.
Yeah, and the pop-up private concerts we're going to do, activations. We are still a small brand, but we're growing, and as we grow, we're going to try to provide more and more stuff. But then we're also working with dapidnft.com, and that's going to be where we're going to be doing all this crypto space.
So if you're interested in learning more about the NFT,
hit us, DM us on Instagram at Leisuretown, visit Leisuretown, or anywhere like that. Yeah.
that's awesome, man. Congrats. I mean, I think the biggest lesson here is just, what would you say? Desperation creates
Innovation is driven by desperation.
yeah, which is such a true statement. And I think
I would say every great company has faced that moment.
Yep. Yep. And,
So-
and it's all about like pivoting because you don't expect to run into these hurdles, and it's how you navigate it, right? And then that's where like innovation comes from because this didn't really exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and
Hey, it tastes great.
the product is fantastic. The name is great. The packaging.
I mean,
is
if
great.
I sub this for White Claw,
Hey, I want
I'm going to have my shirt off in the next week's pod.
you know what's funny is like say you go to a party or you're at a restaurant and you're with friends and you don't drink, you don't get an alcoholic beverage. All your friends go, "You're not drinking?
yeah,
What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Can I be healthy for like 24 hours?"
Yeah.
Literally, because I'm not going to make it 48. But if
Yeah,
I make it 24, then they think you're the weird guy. So we want like honestly, the CBD was to create a non-alc beverage that you could take to a party and no one's going to look at you weird.
yeah.
And they actually will probably want to drink it because they're like, "What is that? Oh, it's CBD.
Yeah.
Cool. That's like kind of a drug, right?"
Yeah.
and then you're cool. But if it's just a sparkling water, don't even dare bring that to a party because
You
you're
can't have a spin drift.
You're the weird healthy one. Yeah. Yep.
Amazing. That's amazing. And so on Instagram, it's Leisuretown.
Visit Leisuretown.
Visit
Leisuretown.
Leisuretown, and then for the NFT project.
It's leisuretown.io.
Yep.
.io. Okay, cool.
And we'll connect everybody. If you have any ideas on needs or use cases for the NFT stuff we're doing, let us know. We're happy to help.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for coming
Yeah,
on.
it was
And
an awesome story. Really
we'll
loved it.
look forward to the drop tomorrow.
Yeah, to the next boondoggle we go.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, before we leave, I always have to ask, what do you got for our listeners? What do you got for the Cathys?
We got a couple special things. So
Okay.
first off, we're launching our NFT tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you do group chat 25 as a promo code, you're getting 25% off the NFT.
Who else giving discounts for NFTs? Nobody's ever done that.
Is that the first ever discount on the NFT?
For sure it is.
Most people are just getting their NFTs hacked and stolen.
They're giving up their seed phrases.
But
on
wait,
accident.
there's more. There's more. Doug, give them the last part.
We're gonna airdrop 3 of the NFTs with the packs to your listeners.
Wow.
So you gotta let's see how we do this. You gotta follow us.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're following you.
Yeah.
And on our last picture, maybe they write Kathy. That's how we
Okay.
know they
Okay.
they
Or
were
maybe
sent.
their .eth address.
Perfect.
Yes. .eth.
Yeah.
Last picture we did. It's a can of our yuzu lime.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. And
So
then
we're
you-
gonna drop three packs.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna drop mine. Maybe I'll get it.
I'm gonna drop mine too. Leisuretown.eth.
That's amazing. I think we just made the first ever NFT discount code ever.
So I just started a TikTok. It took me a long time to get onto TikTok, and now I'm like, wow, this is like
Pretty awesome.
it is pretty awesome. But that's the tagline right there. First ever NFT discount.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We can run that as a TikTok.
Guinness Book of World Records. You hear that? We did it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
I mean, you guys just only hang out with billionaires now, or what's going on?
You know, not all heroes wear capes.
Oh, you're heroes. What
We're heroes.
You were with Rick Caruso?
We're trying to
building a
save
new
the
grove
city.
or something?
We're trying to save the city.
Our good
you
friend.
went and watched Batman, huh? And you're like,
Yeah,
enough is enough.
I watched Batman on Saturday, and I decided like I need to do something.
You saw
Yeah.
scrawny Batman, and you're like, if he can do it, I can do it.
By the way, real quickly on the Batman thing, Christian Bale's British. I was saying we needed an American Batman, and I was like, "Fuck,
Yeah,
Christian
you
Bale's
sound real right wing. We need a good American like Christian Bale.
a good white guy like
Wait
Christian
a
Bale,
minute. Strong white blood.
big arteries."
What are you? How are you saving the city? What happened? Fill me
So
in.
what happened is that our good friend John Turgeon from the Hwood Group is friends with Rick Caruso, and I guess he's been encouraging him to run for, mayor of LA. And finally, he threw his hat into the race, Rick Caruso, and John threw a little meet and greet to meet him and hear about his kind of vision for the city. So for those that don't know, Rick Caruso is a very well-known developer in LA. Basically the place I'm at every single week. Anand's probably at there twice a week.
My favorite place in Los Angeles.
Favorite place. It's a shopping center called The Grove. He also built the Americana in Glendale. And then he built like a very similar concept in the Palisades. And built some of the nicest kind of apartment communities in LA.
And then the Rosewood in Santa Barbara, which is
Rosewood Miramar, which is like a very famous, popular place now in kind of for LA folks. And so he has like this incredible reputation as a developer, builder, and just the impact his properties have on the communities. Obviously, like wherever his properties are, they have an immediate impact on the neighboring areas.
And most importantly, he's one of the trustees at USC and got us Lincoln Riley.
Got us Lincoln Riley, which is very, very important because all we care about is winning.
Yeah. And now we're going to win.
Winning,
Dear.
safety second.
Yeah.
Law and order. We need
So
law and order second.
He basically revived one of the great programs in college football history in a matter of like, just getting this coach.
Yeah. And so he, when someone runs for a political office, especially like him, right? Like extremely successful, a very big figure in the city of Los Angeles, you're always wondering like, what's the rationale? What's the reason? And, he, right when he started talking, he immediately hits it on the head and says, you don't realize how ingrained in the community this guy is. He used to be the police commissioner 20 years ago.
I had no idea when I heard him say that.
So, yeah. And so he's been
Get him in
involved.
there. I'm sold.
Yeah. and then when you talk about like all the other things he's done in South LA and East LA and different parts of the community, and he definitely like loves LA, which is the vibe that I got. And he actually feels like he cares. He's a young man. He's like 63 compared to some of the other folks that, running for office generally. And even me, I was like, okay, doubtful. Like, hey, why does this guy really want to run? Because like, by the way, you have everything going for you in life. Like he has like 4 amazing
I'm sick of
children.
his property's getting robbed.
Yeah, and I actually I got the sense I'm like, damn, this guy actually cares, and it was very cool to meet him. He's a very humble person. When you meet a politician, I don't care what level, they feel disingenuous. They don't feel like, I don't know. Politicians to me have always rubbed me the wrong way. As I think I probably met my first politician when I was like 18 years old, and I just got like, ugh. He did not feel like that.
Yeah, I've volunteered on like numerous like political things where I've gotten to meet like John Kerry and like these types of folks.
All assholes.
No, it's just obvious it's fake.
Yeah.
Right? Like you shake the hand, they look you in the eye. They're just so good at making you try to feel important. And you're like, you don't even know who I am. Or are you pretending?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
And I
Democrat
know-
or Republican, Caruso?
So his team is all Democratic kind of campaign manager, Democratic strategist. They know this is a Democratic city. So
Yeah.
I think he's taking the approach that like if you because even when he was asked questions about homelessness and crime, it wasn't like law and order. That's how we're gonna. No, he was very clear and very specific about. On homelessness, we have to provide 30,000 beds. We have to provide them 3 square meals, a place to get rehabilitated. You can't just say, get them out of here. That's not a real solution. So it's just even giving like thoughtful answers because a lot of politicians are very much on the headline. We're going to clean up the city and we're going to end crime. Okay, well, how the fuck are you going to do it?
Yeah.
And
I mean, his message was really, there's a lot of problems and it takes a business mind to solve them. I've been in business and been successful. Let me get into the city and solve them. And we asked a few questions, and I mean, he was because my question was, what happened to homelessness in terms of like drug addiction and how do you solve it? And he's just like, look, you can be shooting up heroin on Wilshire Boulevard, and the cops aren't allowed to arrest you. That's like the current policy.
And I know what you guys are all thinking. We had George Gascon on this podcast, and you guys are holding us over our head for the rest.
and
Trying to right
look,
you wrong.
No, look, Rick Caruso donated to Gascon and now is in favor of the recall. He's like, I got it wrong, and I respect that.
Yeah.
Like,
He said
no
he's known-
politician,
he
no
said-
politician does that.
Yeah.
No politician rolls back their stances and changes their opinion.
He said he's known Gascon 20 years. And he said he was a very different person 20 years ago and that his beliefs and thoughts have changed. And so has mine.
Yep.
So you think he has a chance?
I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I hope
We're going to get him on the pod.
we're gonna get him on the pod and you know maybe get a discount at the Grove.
I mean, if he just offered free parking for twice at the Grove, I think he gets elected.
Yeah, for real. That's literally half the city that impacts.
I think like 17 million people a year go to the Grove. There's more people that go to the Grove that vote, okay? Like in the entire state.
I mean,
Should be voting at the Grove.
Yeah, exactly.
and I don't know. It seemed like we got to meet him briefly. He seemed like a real person. Didn't feel like a politician.
No, yeah, he definitely didn't feel like a politician.
I really feel like my prediction is that this is the beginning of the real person in politics era.
Well,
Because I feel like everybody is so like. Did you guys see this clip of? I forget his name, but he's a up and coming UFC fighter that was in the big fight last weekend. And at the press conference, they asked him about Russia, and he said, "You know, look, I would never go fight in any war. Like if you come where I'm from, you know, Alabama or whatever, I'll defend that with my life. But I don't trust what politicians are saying. I don't trust what the media is saying." And the clip is like going viral. Obviously, the right is using it to show the distrust in the media and in politicians. And then the left is like outraged. You know, this guy is, treasonous. But I just feel like there's like a sentiment where like people are truly sick of the political bullshit because they've been duped too many times.
yeah, I definitely think that, and hopefully that brings out better candidates that are more genuine about changes in the city, not just about their next move. I do think there's something to be said about like, Mike Bloomberg came into New York City, one of the richest men on earth, and he made an impact because a guy like him can't be bought. Mm-hmm. Who's buying him?
He's
I think
worth
he's
worth $100 billion.
Yeah, he's the richest guy in New York City. There's no one's richer than him. So it's like, what are you gonna offer me?
Yeah, I think at that point it's a legacy play, right? It's like
exactly.
If you have all the money in the world and you can also be responsible for saving the city you love, it's an ego thing, I guess, but like good. It seems way more pure than like taking lobbyist money or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good for Caruso, man. I mean, I hope this one ages well. Last one didn't. But as of today, we feel good about it. You guys want to talk about some business?
Yeah.
Big Amazon announcement. Amazon's doing a 20-for-1 stock split. I think we talked about this actually months ago.
Yeah.
We talked about how much like the retail investor just loves a cheap ticket price for the stock. It doesn't matter if that matters or not.
Yeah.
But 20 for one, what are they at? Like $3,500? How much? What's the
It's about $3,000, just about $3,000 a share.
So
Okay, so that's
$250
gonna
bucks
make
now,
them-
right?
No, $150.
150. Sorry.
I mean, I feel like literally they're gonna pop. That 3,000 price tag is daunting. It doesn't matter the reality. You knock that thing down to 150, that stock's on fire. I feel.
I just don't understand why not do 3,000 to 1 split.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you, the whole thing is to dupe people into buying your stock.
Yeah, it should be $1.
That is the whole reason. So might as well imagine if Amazon stock was 93 cents.
It would be on fire.
It would double.
People would be like, "Do you realize the deal?" Like on TikTok, there is a deal happening right now.
There's a few companies, Tesla and Amazon, if they were $1, they'd be $2 the next day.
Yeah, like guaranteed double your market cap.
That's true.
I think it's those two companies specifically.
Yeah, because they have that kind of.
They're the brand.
And Apple could do it too.
Apple.
Apple could 100% do it. You're
Yeah.
right. Like, I can't even afford an iPhone, but I can buy a share of stock.
I would do 10 cents and then it would go up 10x to $1. I mean, people literally are trying to push
Is there
Doge
a-
for 2 years to $1 and it's fucking worthless.
Is Pete homeless?
Yeah, for real.
Dogeless.
He just hit me up actually to go golf.
Oh, really?
Was he talking shit?
I might find out this weekend.
Oh,
Was
wow.
he trying
No,
to
no,
play
he
you
wasn't.
100 a hole or something?
He did say that actually. Yeah, he did.
You should do it.
He
I
might
can't
have
imagine.
posted- He might have posted it. How do
smoke
I
him
know
now.
that? How did I
I don't
know
know because
that?
he texted me and said 100 a hole. He did that.
I
don't
think he
know.
posted that on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He's
'Cause
trying to
how-
show
I know
off.
you didn't send it to me. So how do I know that it was 100 a hole?
Well, I don't accept
Wow.
Dogecoin, Pete. So
You need to
good
bring
luck
good
paying.
old American greenback.
American cash. You can bring
Maybe
it
that's-
because it's losing value quickly.
That's why he's playing you 100 a hole, because Doge is fucked. He's trying to make up
He's
some
literally
money.
trying to eat. Is there any is there any other reason for doing a 20-for-1 stock split other than what we're talking
No, it's
about?
optics. No, it's just optics. And then they announced a
$10 billion.
$10 billion buyback.
Which I think a lot of these companies have no choice. They're just all going to be buying back stock.
And I think it also signaled that this is what I heard, like some opinionists say, that, hey, their biggest complaint is like, when are you going to be for profitability? And if you take 10 billion of cash and buy back your stock, that might signal you're not going to spend as aggressively on CapEx and actually focus on profitability. So I think that also signaled to the market like, oh, maybe Amazon has invested enough and they don't need to as much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a short-term way to just get people off your back. I
Either
like
way,
it. The
this thing's
stock
gonna be on
popped.
fire.
The stock popped on a down day.
Yeah. I mean, it just always works. Any company like that, I feel like it's an instant pop.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know who's not popping? Stitch Fix. What's going on? Stock's plummeting over there. What's happening?
Yeah, the market cap of Stitch Fix, which at one point was, I don't know, $5-10 billion, is now, I think, less than $1 billion, $1.2 billion. And their real challenge is that they're still growing. They're like a pretty large business now. I think they did like $500 million in the quarter. The problem is they're still not profitable. And, you know, I think they'll do like $2 billion in revenue this year, or maybe even a little bit more than that. But they're still not making money. So that means there's a flaw in the business model. And I think they share all these very glowed up metrics of like, we have 4 million active clients and we have an increase in average order value. And all of those things are great, but you lost $30 million.
Which isn't much, given.
But you know, they're considered a retailer at the end of the day, an e-commerce retailer. There are so many other e-commerce retailers that make money. So you need to be like.
But like, if you look at Sweetgreen, they're losing a ton of money and their stock's on fire.
But that's a tech salad.
That's true. That's different.
There's no other technology-driven salad. They're the only one.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a fact.
There are e-commerce retailers, aka Revolve or Amazon or Go On, are all profitable.
yeah,
Yeah, just
I
sell
think
salad. I mean, just stitch Fix and then you get a salad.
It's a salad fix.
every order.
You go and
They give you a
you fix your own salad. You pick the ingredients and
Yeah, Stitch, fix your own salad.
But yeah, I think the real problem is like they have real scale now, at $2 billion of revenue, but like no profitability and probably no sight to profitability. So you can have all these glowing metrics, and I'm sure all of their expenses are in marketing and then people returning stuff. I'm sure that part of their business is a huge cost center. So I don't know. I mean, I always felt that business was overvalued for what it was, and now it's corrected.
It seems undervalued at $1 billion if they're doing $2 billion in revenue. And
So you got to make money.
No one makes money.
since
What is this? What is this like
In
nonsense?
e-commerce?
What is that ridiculous statement?
In e-commerce, you got to make money because now there's plenty of profitable e-commerce companies. 5 years ago, there was not.
I'm looking up Sweetgreen's revenue because, okay, Sweet. Oh my God.
Weird. Yeah, we talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
And they're worth $3.5 billion.
Yeah,
Salad.
salad, bro.
Different, totally different. Salad as a service.
Salad as a service. SaaS.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You can have a view on Stitch Fix, and that's fine. It's your view. I just think the public markets are probably the dumbest thing I've ever followed in the last 12 months.
Can I ask you on it? Because I meant to ask you this last time you said that, because I agree with you. But if like reality doesn't control it, what controls the market? Big funds sentiment?
Yeah, exactly. It's big funds. They see signals, they dive in, they dive out, and now it's happening at rates quicker than we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So we've never seen companies that are worth 80, 100, 150 billion swinging 20 to 60% in the matter of 2 weeks. That's never happened. And I don't know if it's because of algorithms, and the algorithms just like say like, oh, we got to sell. It hit, these X benchmarks, and then everyone just starts dumping or everyone starts buying because it's happening on both sides. In 2020 to 2022, all we saw was every fund just algorithmically buying. And then what did we see in the last 3 months? Everything just got sold off. And it's been broad-based, meaning no one's actually looking at, hey, is this company different than the other? Everything goes down in lockstep, which is why I think it's so stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I just wonder, like, what do you do? Like, is your average person trying to figure it out? Or
Yeah, I guess they're just like,
invest in a
it's
index?
just momentum. And I mean, look, it's if you look at a down day, all growth tech is down one day 10 to 15%. The next day it's up 20%. Like, why is every company being treated the same? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So as a retail schmuck, your best thing is just then to buy indexes because there's no point trying to trade individual stocks.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
even play? Like, why even bother?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if
Buy an
everything's
index
moving,
and relax.
it's
Yeah.
everything's lockstep. What's the point of trying?
I want to do a shirt, index and chill.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. That's great advice. That's probably the best advice we've given on the show. Speaking of swings, Anand, I always come to you with my frustrations or my sadness. What's going on with Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, like, not too mad at it, right? Like we've had kind of a good run, and I think we just trickled below 40. Not a big deal. Yesterday was a big day. But now we have like a Biden executive order on the way. Like, what's going on? Are we in trouble? Is Bitcoin going to zero?
No, I think on the news the Bitcoin actually went up.
Yeah.
That Bitcoin, that Joe Biden issued this executive order, and I think the sentiment was basically like it's being treated like it's real. Like you have the president of the United States, and so Bitcoin actually like popped yesterday. It went down.
That was on the news.
That was on the news.
Okay, it went down today. Post.
Yeah, it's basically like, hey, this is going to exist. Let's figure out how to live with it. And let's figure out how to find the nefarious actors in this space, and let's move on. But I think the bullish news about it was that the president of the United States, it's even on his desk. That was unimaginable 5 years
I read it
ago.
as like limitations. Like there's new limitations being imposed.
Look. I think there will be a lot of positive that comes out of it, and there will be some negative. But it's good. It's progress that the U.S. government at least recognizes that you have to pay attention to it.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to realize when I was talking about Bitcoin, everyone told me it was a fraud. Now you have the president of the United States saying we have to learn to live with it.
But that's not what Robert Kiyosaki is saying.
I don't even know who that is.
Well,
Rich
Robert
Dad, Poor
Kiyosaki
Dad.
is the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he taught a generation how to get rich. And Robert Kiyosaki is saying that the government's taking all of our Bitcoin.
Maybe he's a poor dad.
Didn't he go bankrupt?
I think he might.
He might be the latter, not the former of Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Got it. You want to know what I feel like happens in all these moments is you see who invested in Bitcoin and who didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get so emotional about it.
Got it. Well, he said, buy
Look at
Bitcoin
his-
in all caps. Prediction. Biden to sign executive order regulating cryptos. Next, Fed crypto. Next, all cryptocurrency seized and folded into government, all caps. Crypto. Let's go, Brandon, you criminal.
Yeah.
You commie. Okay, well, never mind.
I mean, this guy might be a real moron, and he has a best-selling book. I'm glad I never read. I'm glad I never read Rich Dad Poor Dad because he must have given terrible advice.
Man, I'm pretty sure he went bankrupt.
I mean, it's the same advice as...
What is the book about?
It's literally index and chill. The book is like essentially invest your money into cash returning assets before you spend it and then live off of the cash return from your assets. Like invest first, spend the rest, not spend first, invest what you have left. It's like, investing literally before 101.
He called him a commie.
Yeah.
He did. I actually
This
kind of
guy's a
quiet on that part
loser.
because I felt weird even saying it.
I feel like we should. His book should be taken off Amazon.
People love it.
Just
People
see,
love
there's
his
so
book.
many people. There's like this whole like class of old investors that are like real estate investors and like just old school investors that just cannot stop making hate content about crypto.
Yeah,
And anytime there's like even kind of news, it's like, see, Putin owns it. There's a guy. Have you seen that guy? I forget the guy's name, but people love him. He's this old fucking crazy guy, and he's like, I know who owns Bitcoin. It's Vladimir Putin.
Oh yeah. That old guy. I saw that guy.
that
once.
old fucking guy.
When you find out who owns crypto, it's going to zero.
Going to zero. It's Putin.
Has there ever been something that's so widely adopted where there's such a disconnect?
Yeah, for sure. In American history, 100 times. I bet you there's so many examples.
No, but you're talking a multi-trillion-dollar asset class that you have old dudes still calling it, Ponzi, fraud, this, that.
I'm sure when the internet.
I guess .com, maybe
Yes.
.com
Media
bubble.
or like influencer marketing. Like
I'm sure like
Influencer marketing is a good one.
like look at fucking Rich. You tell me influencer marketing's a sham.
Yeah.
Right. And then I guess
Putin, it's Putin. He runs it.
He runs all influencers.
He runs all the influencers. They're all under Putin.
no, I guess it's the same that I bet you have CMOs at Fortune 100 companies not realizing TikTok stars matter, right?
Yeah.
They think
And
they're a
haven't-
clown.
People have been saying that and banking on that for the last decade.
Yeah.
As it gets more and more and more adopted, it's like, no, Putin. Give in. It's Putin.
But you have all these
Putin's in
like.
there somewhere.
Here's the difference. I think the average marketing person at a Fortune 100 company doesn't know what they're doing, but you have these people that are in finance for 20 years who've done really well. Like Jamie Dimon, I completely think he's a clown.
No,
but
but
he's
he's
done
just-
really well.
Yeah.
and he's
hasn't he
ran a big. He still shits on it. His bank has flipped. J.P. Morgan is like all in on crypto. He
think it's
probably
hard.
still.
Sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, like even Nouriel Rubini or like all these guys that
Putin.
They're the
It's
Putin camp.
Yeah.
It's the Putin camp.
Yeah, I think it's hard when you build an ego and a career and billions around a model. It's really hard to humor that model might be over. I mean, it's Blockbuster, right? Like it's like you just can't fathom that people would stream a movie. You're like the internet is not fast enough for that. You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I think it's just a block.
Yeah.
Or it's
Fascinating.
It's Putin.
Speaking of good old crypto versus fiat, inflation reached 7.9% in February.
So crazy.
Consumer prices are the highest in 40 years. trickle on a little war. You got gas prices like $12 a gallon, but I mean, inflation. What do you? Anand, you made a good prediction, a month ago. How are you feeling now? Like you feel like that's still possible? Do you think what happens here?
I think the war what didn't exist when I made the prediction. So now you have disruption in like wheat and gas, which is like, bread and gas. Who doesn't eat bread and gas every day, right?
People who are, they don't eat carbs.
Your electric vehicle.
If you walk, if you have a Tesla, don't eat carbs. You're not affected by the war.
But I guess disruption of those things matter. I read someone tweeted, if you are a family that eats at home every day, the cost of your dinner is up 8.3% if you look at food prices.
Eat out.
Can't drive. You can't drive to get there.
Look at this.
But think about it. If every meal is 8% more expensive at home, that compounds pretty quickly.
38% increase from last year on gasoline prices and 6.6% just from the previous month. That's wild. But yeah, inflation is caused right now, the way they're breaking it down, used cars and trucks, gasoline, energy, electricity, food away from home, apparel, shelter, everything's up. It's shocking. It's only 7.9%.
It's also interesting that inflation's up massively, but asset classes are down big. So the stock market, by any measure, is down. Whether you're in risky assets or non-risky assets, it's down. So where does that meet? When the average person, their net worth is in, their 401ks and their real estate.
And you add inflation and the decline of the market, you got creamed.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dollar's worth nothing. It's Putin.
It's Putin. I'm telling you. Putin's behind it.
It actually
Literally. You could actually take that guy's audio and put it over to this, and he'd be right. I'd love to play an audio of ours from like 3 months ago because we were like, everything's up, it's on fire, we can't stop. Like JPEGs are selling, fucking this is crazy, and now it's like cash is quickly losing value. Wheat is like gold.
Nickel. There was a nickel squeeze. I don't even know what nickel's used for, but I saw nickels up like crazy.
Oh my god. Okay,
It's wild.
well, what are you gonna do? I mean, hunker down.
You got to do what our next folks did, Barry Diller and David Giffen, and just do insider trading.
Good old-fashioned insider
That's
trading.
how you make money.
That is a model that works. I mean, Nancy's doing well. There's a lot of people doing well. Barry Diller, David Geffen, AVF, Alex von Furstenberg are all being probed over.
Is pause cancelable?
Pause is not cancelable.
I don't think so. It was a joke, guys. I have nothing against anyone getting probed, okay? Don't cancel me.
You want to get probed? Go for it.
Yeah, if anyone wants to get probed, I have no problem. But I don't think these three guys want to be getting probed right now.
This is the bulletproof model where inflation doesn't matter, Putin doesn't matter.
Okay, I want to take a step.
Trading. Yeah, you're right. So here's what happened. These guys, during the Microsoft Activision, Microsoft just acquired Activision, and these guys, made some trades right before the acquisition happened that were a little questionable.
So, Barry Diller, David Geffen. David Geffen is a billionaire.
Multi-billionaire.
Probably worth $5 billion.
Easy. He's got the yacht. Didn't Bezos buy his yacht?
Yep, it's a great yacht.
Yeah. Barry Diller definitely, if not $1 billion, right there on his way.
I'm sure he's a multi-billionaire.
Okay, he's a billionaire.
Come on.
Okay, billionaire. Fine. He told the paper it was simply a lucky bet. We acted on no information of any kind from anyone. It is one of those coincidences. First of all, they made $60 million.
And they traded options.
Yes.
And as we've described in this podcast many times, options it's like the hardest way to make money.
It's impossible.
Unless you have insider trading.
Yeah, it's great if you have insider information.
Perfect mechanism.
Yeah, but like these guys are billionaires. $60 million is fucking nothing to these two.
And
nothing.
do you know-
Doesn't pay for his fuel on his yacht for the year.
And do you
We gotta
know
keep stacking.
the easiest way, like how dumb you have to be to do this is what the SEC looks for is option trading before massive transactions and earnings, because that's where you get the lift. Like stock goes up 8-9%. You know, they don't. Even if you had insider trading, like I don't think they give a shit.
No.
It's when you like 5x your money
Yeah.
is
But in
the
this
it gets
scenario-
suspicious.
In this scenario, like, what are they going to do? They're going to look at their phone records and stuff like that, or emails. Like, how do you prove in this situation that they were wrong?
I have no idea. Informants,
Gotta be
text
that,
messages, but they probably do the Tom Brady and break the phone before right in front of the before they hand it over.
I mean, what do you think the chances are these guys get any sort of?
0.
Okay, so stack it up. Get your 60. Pay for the summer. Pay for the
Yeah.
gas bill on the yacht.
Maybe pay a little fine, $2 million fine.
Yeah, it's just a fee, cost of doing business.
Exactly.
It's just, yeah, I mean, but I feel like this type of thing has to happen like constantly. When it comes to
Daily.
like just the rich circle, yeah, I mean, like, but you know, just the circle of rich people that like kind of give each other little tips here and there. Here's a quick.
Oh, yeah,
60
the wink,
mil. I'll
the
see you
wink.
this summer.
Yeah. If you're like, hey,
know what I mean?
David,
Like, that has
I can't make it this summer, and David's like, Activision.
Yeah, June 4th. January 4th, I mean. Option. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that. Don't you think that probably is just happening left and right, and that's just kind of how it goes?
It's unbelievable to me. Even Warren Buffett made $1 billion bet on Activision like a month before. Like, how does everyone know this trade?
I mean, Bill Gates' best friend, and no one cares. It's just the game. I just, you know, the game is, I guess, be friends with billionaires.
Here's my issue. Here's my issue with it. Is they go after like the 23-year-old Goldman trader that made like $500K and he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one?
I know
And
that
these guys,
Like the yeah, you do.
I know one really well.
And then like even the brother of the founder of Artifact bought some Nike stock. What did he buy? 50 grand?
yeah,
20
these
grand?
guys are making billions of dollars and no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Why are you making an example of the 23-year-old?
You should allowed to do
If
insider
you're
trading.
under 30, you're worth less than 100 million. Go fucking nuts.
No, you should be allowed to make up to $1 million insider trading. Anyone can do it.
It encourages being social.
Yeah, economic activity. As long as
gotta get
it's
out and
under
meet
a
people.
million.
I mean, that's how you narrow the gap between billionaires and normal people.
And let everyone insider trade up to $1 million. After
I mean,
$1 million,
Nancy
you don't get to
Pelosi-
keep it.
Nancy Pelosi is like the most successful fucking trader of our generation. And we don't even think about it. I mean, it's kind of coming up lately, but like she's literally in the government. Like it's not even like I'm less offended by David Geffen than I am by Nancy Pelosi.
There's reports of Congress people that traded energy options before the war. Because they're like on committees and knowing that Russia's about to do what they're going to do.
I think everyone should be allowed to insider trading. You got a cousin at Microsoft and you know the earnings. Fuck it, make a bag.
Get to know people.
I think after $1 million, you don't get to keep it. That's fine. It goes to the
Or you
government.
tax at 80%.
Yeah, it's fine. Tax at 80%. Maybe insider trading tax is 70%.
Yeah, that's great.
Then it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad
Everyone
deal for
wins.
the.
Yeah, because the government gets their pound of flesh.
Yeah. And then we get to insider trade.
Yeah, that's great. I think maybe slip that over to Caruso.
Yeah, that might be a good platform to run on.
Start to get it into the stream.
Everyone can insider trade up to $1 million.
After that, 70% tax.
70% tax. You pay
all
regular
insiders.
capital gains tax on the first $1 million of your insider trading, but you have to declare it. I knew the earnings. I knew that this.
Yeah, here's when the phone call
if you-
arrived. He sent
Yeah,
me a
on-
meme,
on-
and then he said, "Trust me, it's lit."
He gave me a fire emoji and a wink, and I knew that was time for me to buy the stock. These are the type of policies that need to be implemented to change this country.
I agree. They would win.
I mean, we're not far away because The Nelk Boys had Donald Trump on their podcast.
Oh my God, I watched it. Did you watch it?
Oh no, I wanted to watch it.
I caught like the first 10 minutes of it.
I watched it. I mean,
What was it? What's the hype?
like I wouldn't say like blockbuster, but like it's
Entertaining.
it's entertaining, and it's Trump being Trump, and then it's like 3 fucking YouTubers. Like one of the YouTubers, one of the Nelk Boys, like couldn't even say a word the whole time. He just sat there, like one of the huge Nelk Boys, like just sat there, like so mesmerized, and it's just Trump being Trump, and he's saying like, you guys are watching what's happening, like that they're not watching what's happening.
They have no idea what's
like,
happening.
You see what's going on with wheat, and they're like, yes, yeah, wheat, and then whatever. But he did essentially get as close to you can as saying he was going to run again.
Wow.
He did say that we should all be scared of nuclear war, and that this whole Russia thing wouldn't have happened without him or with him in office. And he gave him some pretty good sound bites.
And what from what I've heard, I haven't got a chance to look at the comments. Overwhelming positive. People love it.
I think right now, in this day and age, it would probably be overwhelming positive. I mean, of course, you're going to have your like Trump, like people that are disgusted by even Trump's face. But like, look, this is perfect for Trump. When you're at war, especially with Russia, when he got a lot of hate about his relationship with Russia, but you're at war and he can just dance around and say, this never would have happened. I would have done this. It's like your friend getting in a fight and you're like, oh, if I was there, bro, what I would have done was like hit him with a right first. You get to just be a hero.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's, he gets to just say how this never would have happened under him. And people love it. And guess who set it up? Dana White.
Wow.
Dana White set it up. The moment Trump walked into the room, he said, man, Dana loves you guys. And then when they were over, they FaceTimed Dana, and he was like, how'd you do?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah,
You gotta watch it. It's only an hour.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I mean, if you look at the Nelk Boys Instagram, the comments are 100% positive.
Yeah.
That was not possible 2-3 years ago.
No.
I'm telling you, if he runs, he wins. I know you don't believe me, but
I believe he wins.
Anand didn't.
I don't believe he wins.
I think it's his number one.
I mean, look at the
loyalists, and then like to be able to say like this
he's got 40
happen.
million votes just today, just showing up.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get a few more. You get the Nelk Boys to promote for you. They're on tour with you. You might win.
I mean, this is insane. The comments, they're like legendary. The Nelk Boys are the GOAT. Make America
Matt, do you remember when,
send again.
Dave Portnoy interviewed Trump while he was in office? He got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the same.
You guys are another level. Epic W for the boys. Legendary. Fire.
Things change so quickly.
Yeah.
Oh
I think it was deplatforming that made him.
Well, probably shutting up was the best thing that happened to him.
Yeah, because no one's heard from him. So.
Yeah,
you
don't
remember
hear
the good
annoying,
times.
like crazy stuff. You just have him say, well, if I was there, this wouldn't be happening. And they're like, fuck yeah, America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the crime, war, inflation, there's so many things that all he has to say is, that didn't happen under me and it wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, gas was $3 under me, $6 under Biden. There you go.
Yeah, he said that on the pod. He's like, literally, when I was president, they were paying you to take barrels.
We talked about that too.
Yeah, you can tell he just manipulates. Like he uses like COVID things that were like, that happened because of COVID, dude. But like it's like under me, like literally he said like the air quality was the cleanest it's ever been. Under me. Like, because nobody could leave their house.
He's so good. He's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to winners losers content. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Dee, who is your winner for the last week?
Major League Baseball. There was supposed to be a big strike. Season's over. April 7th, opening day now. They figured out their agreement.
America's pastime.
Yeah.
That's funny. I read it when I was looking at topics. I read. I thought there was a strike, and I was gonna.
Well, there was a strike.
But they got out of it already.
Yeah, it's great. Strikes are not good for sports. People lose interest very quickly.
Yeah.
Not good for America. We need to keep things rolling.
Yeah.
Anand?
My winner is a different sports league, the NFL. They're not in season. This is typically a dead time. And all people talked about all week on all the sports talking head shows was Aaron Rodgers signing for $200 million, Russell Wilson getting traded, and they dominated the media narrative from a sports perspective the entire week. Every sports podcast is talking about those two things.
I also heard Jackson Mahomes at the Justin Bieber concert getting swarmed.
You heard? Or you,
I heard. I
Jackson?
saw someone. Jackson Mahomes. Another
Do you think
sports
it's
reference.
True? Did you see the story that Patrick told Jackson and
No.
wifey
that was fake news.
Fake.
it made me so happy.
Who's your winner? Drama.
Oh, man, I hate to do this. I'm having trouble finding one.
Everyone lost this week?
The Nelk Boys.
Yeah, I mean, the Nelk Boys, Trump. I mean, I hate to say it, but like this guy gets to like, it was a shit show when this guy was in office. And now he just gets to say like, no, I wouldn't have happened under my watch. Like he should just not run and just live out the rest of his years as wouldn't happen under my watch and just point out bad things, whatever president's doing, and just say wouldn't happen under my watch and he'll be loved.
Wow.
So there you go.
Amazing.
Good answer. Dee, who's your loser?
My loser is the individual in Atlanta that called the police and said that at Bank of America that Ryan Coogler was a bank robber.
Did you watch the video?
No.
It was. I feel really bad for him because he was like legitimately really shaken up. You know, like they walk up behind him. The cops walk up behind him. He doesn't really see him coming. They pull their guns out, like he hears the gun, you know, like, and then you can tell like he's in the car, like really in the cop car, really, really upset. And like, I'm going to have a panic attack. You know, can you take off my glasses? Like, man, the guy you could tell was just like really, really shaken up and such a fucked up thing. But you know what happened?
What happened?
What happened was he goes, this is fine. He goes to the bank. This is what he does routinely. And he doesn't want to like make a scene and say, hey, can I get $5,000 out loud? And so he hands them a note that says, here's my account number. Here's how much I'd like to withdraw. They say, okay, give me your ID, scan your debit card. He does both of those things. He's done it multiple times. They go into the back room and they call the cops and say, this guy's trying to rob us. Because he handed them a note.
Oh my God.
But he verified himself
Twice.
and did everything.
Everything.
Yeah, that's
They didn't ask. They just
insane.
kept coming out to the desk and saying, oh, we'll be right with you. Sorry, it's just taking a moment. It's just taking a moment. They were just waiting for the cops to get there. And then the cops pull their guns on him and pull him out into the car.
Why doesn't he need all that cash? Just out of curiosity.
He said in the video because he pays like nannies and stuff with cash.
Not reporting.
God.
Well, interesting. I see what side you're on.
You would have
Law and
called
Order.
D would have called the cops on it.
Yeah.
See that?
Where's all this cash going?
Takes it way too far. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but
He should have his assistant do it. I'm sure he's got an assistant.
Oh, from now on, I'm sure he will. But there was like a person, like a nanny or someone in his car outside, and they like pulled him out of the car or her out of the car and put them in the back of a car.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can just
that
tell,
person
like,
needs to be fired. Everyone at that branch should be fired.
Yeah. Bank of America apologized, I guess, but it was pretty nuts. Anand, who's your loser?
Russian billionaires, they continue to seize all their assets around the world. Oligarchs, one by one, are getting banned from the UK, and they all have houses in London.
Yeah,
15 billion in pounds just in the UK have been frozen from Russian oligarchs. Yachts are getting seized.
Well, holler at your boy Vladimir, man. Shut it down. It's almost spring. It's literally daylight savings time in like 2 days. Call up Vlad and shut this party down.
But yeah,
Go back to London. Putin. Did you see there was also like a Russian billionaire that put $1 million on Putin's head?
really?
Yeah, I saw that.
He said it like outwardly. You know, he said $1 million. This guy's ruining the country or whatever. Someone take him out. Yeah. Putin. Okay, my loser. I just thought I was looking through the news. I just want to do a throwback loser. Jussie Smollett is in court right now for sentencing.
Wow.
And
What's he facing?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. But I'm curious what happens there. I mean, does he just get off because no one's really paying attention?
Didn't he just? He's convicted, so they have to
he's
give
convicted.
They have to give him some sentence,
Well,
right?
like house arrest for 2 months, community service.
What do you think the appropriate sentence should be for someone who just created like a shitstorm?
I mean, look, I think
2 years.
to
2 years?
Yeah. Law and Order.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I think
This guy's trying to arrest Ryan Coogler.
But I think the Jussie Smollett thing is so much is so crazy because it's actually really, really bad for the left.
Exactly.
If I was I'm technically a Democrat.
Now you're technically. Ooh, we're switching.
After that Trump episode, I kind of changed my mind. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, I'm a Democrat, and I think it is the worst thing ever for the actual, Black Lives Matter fight for real, fights. I mean, I think the left should want this guy punished severely.
Yeah.
But the problem is they all supported him, so now everyone feels a little embarrassed, and you can't really talk about it.
Right.
But what he did was so bad for actual hate crimes that do exist. Anywho, what are we on? Content? Dee, what's your content?
I think I've already said this. I think I might have said it last week, but it's just so good. The new HBO Max series, Winning Time. It's chronicling the 80s Lakers era with Dr. Jerry Buss, who had just bought the team, and he drafted his first player, which was Magic Johnson. Showtime is hot.
Yeah, it's
Showtime. It's Showtime, not HBO.
No, Showtime is the era. It's HBO Max is the
that was so silly.
Yeah.
And the show's called Winning, right?
Winning Time, I think.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's shot like it's felt like it's 1970s. So it's John C. Reilly is Dr. Buss, and the guy that plays Magic, incredible actor. He does a great job. It's a must watch.
That's great. Okay, I'm gonna watch that one. Anand, what's yours?
So we talked about it a little on the last episode, but I know you're a big fan. I watched my first episode of Euphoria.
Well, I want to put I'm a big fan in some sort of
Quotes.
safety quotes. Yeah, because number one, a lot of young
Teen
boobs.
sex.
Yeah, a lot of teen boobs and dicks. And also,
But they're technically not. They're all older.
yeah. So in real life, they're of age, but they're.
But you
playing.
enjoy them playing as high school students.
Yeah, you're like, oh, look at these sophomores bone. It's a little weird. And then also,
Oh my
the
God.
new season was there's a lot of just drugs. It's just dark. I don't know. I like the way it's shot and everything, but I just want to put a safety around my big fan. Anyway, what'd you think?
Terrified.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you start season 1?
first episode. That's all I've gotten through.
There's a lot
And
of tits and stuff.
I was just like, this is every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I was in a chat in my fantasy football chat, I think almost 70, 80%, maybe 90%. Everyone but Anthony has kids. And everyone's just disgusted.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. That'll get you on Law and Order real quick.
But everyone watched it. Everyone watched it, and people are fans. And
People are sick fucks.
it's the second biggest show in HBO history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Sickos. A lot of sickos.
Yeah, I feel a little embarrassed at the moment.
And then obviously I talked about in the last episode, Fez, I met.
Yeah, he's a big Fez guy.
I'm a big Fez guy.
Even Drama had Fez at his event.
Oh, yeah, I did. Where did you meet Fez again?
At the Revolve.
Oh, yeah. He was a star, right?
Superstar. He was the biggest thing on the planet there.
What's funny is at my event, he wasn't it was oh, cool, the guy from Euphoria, but I feel like he really blew up this season.
Which event did you have Fez at?
Our Valentino event in New York.
Oh, okay. That was probably last summer?
It was last fall. And
Last fall.
And he was there, and it was oh, the guy from Euphoria. I don't think anyone was really tripping, but I think now, if that same thing happened, it would be totally different.
No, it was insanity. He was the most famous person by far amongst every influencer girl that you could imagine at the Revolve event.
I mean, that kid must just be living.
Yeah.
You're every girl's favorite actor. You walk into a Revolve party, you're a star. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's insane.
Good for him. Where are we? I don't even know where the fuck. Content? What am I on?
Your
Yeah,
content.
your content.
Oh, my content is Mr. Beast on Joe Rogan.
Ah, what's that? I saw he's on.
It was good. I mean, he is very. He's talking very fast. A lot of high energy. Like I needed to like take a break from it because it kind of, was stressful just at the speed that he thinks. But that kid is just such a genius. He's literally like I forget, like 23 years old, has like
Wow.
150 employees, and is like the highest earner on all of YouTube. Like the kid's for sure going to be like the first official like social media content creator billionaire. Like it's nuts. And it's
Wow.
like, he's not just like, oh, I just do wilder and wilder shit. Like he's so smart with how he scales everything and watches it. It's really, really impressive.
How did Joe Rogan interact with him?
He loved him.
Typical.
Yeah, he was, I think, a little bit more like excited and supportive actually, because I think his daughters, he said his daughters like love Mr. Beast. And so I think he felt a little like, oh, this is like what the kids like. Like, let me really support it.
That's awesome.
Good for him. He's got pizza too,
content.
right?
You got pizza? Yeah, or a burger, Mr. Beast burger.
Burger.
Maybe pizza too. Who the hell knows? Okay, so that's all we got.
We got,
The kid has fucking everything. Literally, he's on there like I do blah blah blah. Like it's like he does so much shit. Shout outs.
Yeah, we have a shout out to Neil from Bozeman, Montana. He wanted to give a big shout out to Wild Productions. It's a glamorous camping company based in Montana.
There you go.
Offering, very interested. Offer custom made canvas event tents as well as luxury sleeping accommodations all over the U.S. The events range from corporate retreats, brand activations, Burning Man parties, music festivals, tented rooftop bars. Check them out on their website, wild.productions. I'm kind of down for that. I'm down for luxury
that's right up
camping.
your alley.
I love luxury camping.
Maybe that could become kind of like your thing.
I'm just a glamper.
You're just a glamper, like, and you just go to different glamping locations a few times a year and just kind of report back on it.
I'm a glamping influencer.
Yeah, you could be a glamping influencer. I don't know if those really exist. It's a wide open market. Great canvas tents. Love it. Lots of wilderness.
You feel this? Feel the stretch on this canvas.
Feel this? I can smell the soil, but it's still luxurious.
I'm the Mr. Beast of glamping.
I think you should follow that path.
Camp every weekend.
Is that it? Is that all we got? Glamping and we're out?
I think so.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Peace.